Building a self-publishing business for the long haul seems like a very, steep ask, a lot to ask of yourself. But believe it or not, I've actually had a good long-time supporter of this channel, former coaching student, as well as just a close friend of mine in Mojo Siedlak that has made that possible. So if you're the type of person that has been thinking, I've been working on this part-time, I don't know if I could ever make this a full-time career, I've got somebody to help inspire you, motivate you, and also inform you about the necessary steps it's going to take to get to that direction. But before we get to that, I, of course, want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, the fine folks over at Author Brand Kits. What if I told you that you could have a complete author platform done for you in 4 weeks? Author Brand Kits is the answer. Find out what it's all about, where they give you a website, custom email marketing, social media, and everything else set up for you. Go over to dalelinks.com/ABK to take 25% off for a limited time. Again, that's dalelinks.com/ABK. Easy for me to say. So I am super jazzed to talk to you guys today about Mojo Siedlak. Now, Mojo has one heck of a bio. She sent me about a 2-page dissertation, and I'm giving her a hard time on this one here, but I kind of chopped it down because I know her really well. Her name's actually Monique Joyner Siedlak. She's a writer, witch, and a warrior on a mission to awaken people to their greatest potential through the power of storytelling infused with mysticism, modern paganism, and New Age spirituality. To this day, she has authored over, ready for this? Hold her beer, 50 books. 50 books pertaining to the magic and mysteries of life, and she actually has her own YouTube channel. Don't sleep on this one here, Mojo Siedlak on YouTube. You want to go take a look at that because she talks a lot about self-publishing, and a lot of people want to know more about news and updates that I otherwise don't cover anymore. Mojo's got you covered. So, welcoming to the show, Mojo Siedlak. Mojo, how you feeling?
I'm here.
She's here. You're speechless. By the way, everybody was watching as you and I were jib-jabbing before we even went live, so they're not going to believe that you're quiet.
Yes, very quiet. Very quiet. Actually, it's my husband who kind of pulls it out of me, but it's like pulling teeth at sometimes.
Yeah, but you do pretty good. You and we go back. I mean, how many years have you been following my channel now at this point?
Actually, it was 2007. Yeah, 2007. I want to say about the middle.
2017, you mean?
Yeah.
2007. You were following back to my activities director days.
I'm not that old.
But at any rate, so I'm going to talk to the live chatters here. Those that are inside the live chat, please, you got any kind of questions for Mojo or myself when it comes to building out your self-publishing business for the long haul, please load that up for us. And if you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Make sure you hit the like if you are enjoying the content, or if you plan to enjoy the content, or if you don't enjoy the content, just hit the like anyways, because it tickles me to death that you would do that.
Just because.
All right, let's go ahead. We're going to jump right into the deep questions. And I know you and I, we're going to rabbit trail because that's how we do things. So
yes,
I have known you since the days that you had a full-time job and were authoring tons of books. In fact, by the time I met you, you'd already published over 40 books, I believe, at that point. So how were you able to transition from part-time author to full-time self-publisher?
okay. Well, I'm a go back in time a little bit because actually, when you met me, I was working part-time. They wanted me full-time, but I had a full-time job working with a logistics company, and I remember it so clearly. They had this great big college mod build coming up. It was like 800 full pallets, and I needed help. And me being the only person in my department, they wouldn't get me help. So I told my husband, I was like, I'm upset. I can't take it anymore. So he said, you want to write, quit and write. And that was August of 2014.
Okay.
So I started writing, like everybody else, sending my stuff out there, and it just wasn't being picked up. So he took a second job just because I quit my job, which I give him props for that. So then after gaining a little bit of weight, sitting at the desk all the times, I ended up picking up that part-time job. And I actually used that part-time job to help with my writing, because that's when I found out all about self-publishing online. I was like, ooh, that looks so easy. And it ain't cheap, it ain't free. So, that's what I would basically use my checks for then.
Yeah.
But of course, anybody who knows me, they loved me. They didn't want to let me go, but I was like, I gotta go. Yeah. Actually, I saw that manager like 2 weeks ago. We was in the store, and he was like, "Are you sure you don't want to come back? You can just work." Yeah. He's like, "You can work Saturdays and Sundays." I was like, "No, because those are actually my days off." Yeah. So I wasn't gonna go back.
It's super flattering, I'm sure, though, that to hear that they want you back, right?
They always want me back. It's just the way I work. I'm like so meticulous, and I do things a certain way that really nobody else does. But it's like, in my mind, I figure a different way to do it that works for me and get better results.
So how did you make that transition from work life to going full-time authorship? Because it sounds to me like it wasn't all sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns for you when you got into self-publishing. So share with me, what was that struggle? And then what was the inevitable breakthrough that got you to transition from part-time work to full-time authorship?
Well, I had said, if I can start making $1,500 a month, I mean straight, then I would leave my job.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even though it was just a part-time job, I was making like $900. And I was like seeing it coming, and then it would drop. But all those months before that, I was looking the other day. I think I published my first book December of 2015.
Okay.
I had my first sale in like February, which was like $2.
Woo!
And then I know.
Burning up the charts, baby.
And then I saw like a couple of sales like April, and it was like slowly started to get up there. And I'm like, I know it's going to get to 1,500 sooner or later. But by the time I got to 1,500, the company, they were like, we really need you. Can you please stay? But I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get this done. I was like, I love working with y'all, but this is my baby right here. And my baby needs me, because it took so long to get there. I think 2015 till I think I left there 2019 or 2020 that I actually left. So it was hard. It was, like I said, if it wasn't for my husband working 2 jobs, it probably would not have been so easy.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, that's good though. I'm really glad. And I recall actually when you were ready to transition out of that work life and you telling me, nah, I decided to stay longer. I was like, are you kidding me? You finally fulfilled your...
They needed me.
That speaks so much to your loyalty and how you are.
It is. I tell people, I was like, that was like the only job that I ever walked away from that I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
I've never just up and quit a job. Well, except for the other job. And I just called them up and said, I quit.
I'm done.
I hung up. I was done. I went back to bed that day. So let them deal with that. But yeah, the job I just left, I love that job. I love the job. I love the people. I know a lot of people don't like retail, but me, I know how to handle a negative Nancy and bring them over as my friends. I got a couple of them already. If I see them at the bank, hey, how you doing? Yeah, nice seeing you. You still making those crafts? Yeah. Okay, I'll see you next time, because I see them in the bank.
Yeah.
They're business owners. So yeah.
Now, how long has it been since you transitioned out of work life over into full-time self-publisher?
I want to say, it was June of 2019, because we ended up. Yeah.
You're coming up on a 2-year anniversary.
Yeah. Well, because it was kind of like on a sad note because I sat and I left and we had planned this trip to Poland to go see my father-in-law, and he
Yeah.
had passed away.
Yeah.
So you know that was
A
like I
very
was glad to
bittersweet
be.
time for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, 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 I was glad to be gone, but it's like you know
You got
it
welcomed
was.
into that life in a much less than desirable situation. Speaking of less than desirable,
Mm-hmm.
you've always been just shoot it straight with me. So I thought it would be so
Oh,
important for us to kind of
go
talk
ahead.
about what were some earlier mistakes you made in your business that created more work for you later on.
Let's see. We can go with the cover. We can go with the description. Uh, we can go with I should have hired somebody better to edit. That's like the main things.
Okay.
Because I know last year with all this stuff going on and with him only working one job, I had more time on my hand. So what I did was I took one series and I know I redid some of the covers.
Yeah.
I basically had all of them re-edited.
Hmm.
So that's like one series done. I'm starting on another series probably later in the year. So it's like right now I'm just backtracking to everything I've already written and bringing it forward.
Nice. What do you think? Because I hear you say cover. What was wrong with the covers?
uh,
You knew I was going to dig there, didn't you? You're like, he's going to say the covers.
I don't know if you've seen it, but I've had that. The first book I wrote was Wiccan Basics.
Okay.
And all it was like it looked like somebody took a brown paper bag and crumpled it up. That was the cover, and it was just written in black, Wiccan Basics,
Yeah.
and my name. That's it. That was it. Nothing fancy to it. And then I tried to get a little fancy with it, and I was like, yeah, that's still the. I think I've changed. I think I've changed that particular cover 3 times, maybe 4.
And did it improve?
Yes, it did that, and changing this description for sure.
What was wrong with the description initially? So you said with the original cover, it was just probably too basic. Whereas with the description, what was wrong with that it wasn't converting to sales?
It was like just a short one-liner, you
Ooh.
know. Yeah, exactly. That's all it was. I didn't go into exactly what the book about was
Yeah.
about. It was just like a, do you want to learn about Wicca? Here's the book for you. That was it. Really? Come on.
Oh, so it literally was just a single line. So how did you build out that ad copy then?
I I watch a lot of videos and hey, I had nothing else to do. Watch a lot of videos and try to see how other people created their book description.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, I don't have, I think the biggest thing is I didn't want to tell everything that was in the book.
So true. Because then
So
someone could
th-
just Google it up, right?
exactly. So then I just started, okay, well, here's my outline. Hmm. Well, I could talk about this. I could make that the bullet point and then try to do like a little history of the subject itself,
Yeah.
and add that in. But yeah, I probably still got a few more that I have to redo.
That's the thing that sucks about building such a deep backlog of books.
Yes,
When
yes,
you notice that you need to improve it, you've got to go back through and just get every one of them. Yeah, it's a
yes.
time
It,
consuming task.
it's that, and then it's fixing it on the websites because I do the websites myself. Yes, I know I should hire some, but it's something that I do in my downtime. I
Yeah.
work on my website. And
Mhm.
that's I could have somebody else to do it, but then I'd be like, "Oh, what am I going to do? I have nothing to do."
One of these
I,
days, Mojo, we're gonna get you an assistant, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing!" But I'm not gonna press you that live on the air here. So speaking of deep backlog of books, like you've pretty much been publishing technically since 2014. Am I correct in saying that?
15, December 15.
2015. So you've been doing it since late 2015, early 2016. How in the blue hell have you published over 50 books?
Uh, let me check my note because I wrote it down. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Um,
she
no.
she had to
Oh
go over her
no,
notes.
no. I was looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
Just for nonfiction, yeah, I think there's over 50 something books. But what I was doing was basically writing a book every other day. I mean,
Oh
not
my
every other day,
gosh.
every other week. So 2 weeks, I'd write a book.
Okay.
But you got to remember, hubby was working. Sometimes he would work doubles 3 days a week.
Okay.
So when he wasn't home, I got more time to work.
Yeah.
If I wasn't working at the job, I got even more time to work.
Yeah.
So I would just sit there, just keep going, just keep going. Oh, let me write about this. And I thought, yeah, and those are some of the books that are just sitting there, the ones where I had the idea.
Yeah.
Let me do this. Let me do this. I was trying to do too many. So now it's like I've got to make those better.
Okay. Nice. So you've got this deep backlog of books, and you also have additional manuscripts sitting probably on your hard drive, then I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I think I can't tell you how many I've got. I
Mm.
know if I turn and look at my board behind me, I probably got like 30 outlines, and we're talking about deep, deep outlines ready to go,
Yeah.
and maybe 10 that are just concepts that I still got to get to. But if I didn't come up with another idea and wrote one book every month, I would probably be good for about maybe 3 years. And
Wow.
that's not going to happen because I keep getting them. I got actually have a friend who she comes up with all these great concepts and she knows my style. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And I saw last week she was having a sale and I stayed away from her group because I felt like she was tempting me. But I
Trying to
finally,
rope you in.
yeah, but I finally gave in. I ended up picking up two more because I was like, oh yeah, that's
So
something to go with my vampires.
with all of these ideas that you have coming in, how do you corral these ideas? Because I find that with my ADHD, I have a lot of ideas, but sometimes it's getting it to where I actually do them. So what is it that you're doing? Is it a specific discipline? Do you reward yourself for every time you do something? How does that
Yes,
system work?
yes. Well, right now, if you remember the first book that we did in the group, the one to do in like a week or so.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
short
okay.
reach challenge.
That's the one I'm redoing right now. The very first book, it's got a brand new cover, brand new title. Actually, the entire series was rebranded. So
Nice.
right now, doing my sprints, that's what I'm working on
Yeah.
to get that one going. So after the first three are done, then I'll take a break and I've got two single titles that I'm going to do. Now,
Mhm.
these are fiction. This is not my nonfiction. Nonfiction, I have no problem with. I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and do it. Because for some reason, nonfiction is so much easier,
Oh yeah, you just
which
go
is
for flow of thought. If you know the what you're
exactly,
covering, you just boom.
exactly.
Fiction,
Yes, yes, yes.
you have to have that creativity. You've got to be in that right mindset, right?
Exactly. So because I have uh, two, three books, nonfiction already done, I'm working on fiction right now.
Mhm.
And next year, I'm trying to do even less nonfiction. So I want to
Mhm.
hopefully do it like a half and half, like six nonfiction, six fiction, and just slowly phase out the nonfiction. Because I mean, I love my nonfiction. It's been paying me well, but fiction is what I love to do.
Yeah, totally understand that. That's really cool to get the insights from you because I know you're constantly like you're like Michael Laron, in which he's just complete beast mode. It seems twenty four
Is he
seven.
also ADD? Because I mean,
I can't speak on his behalf.
because I know I am,
Yeah,
and yeah, it's like laser focus. Don't bother me. Don't just leave me alone. Don't just let me do this.
yeah,
And if I'm interrupted, you would like to see me when I'm angry.
yeah. Never seen you that way, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So with this deep backlog of books, you've obviously have
Okay,
just
let's get
quite
back.
a self-publishing business here. What are some essential, necessary expenses in your self-publishing business? And feel free to rattle off as many as you can think of.
First thing is the editor.
Okay.
Don't worry about the cover because you can always fix the cover. If you have to fix the work itself, that's a different kettle of fish because it might end up longer, it might end up shorter.
Right.
And I know with paperbacks, they only let you change, like I believe it's like 10% one way or another. You can't make a massive change.
Yeah.
So I would always say do the editor first. Now, me,
Okay.
I did not use very good editors, which is why I'm going back now.
Mm.
And I mean, I might pay a lot for the covers, but yeah, if the editor sucks, the book is going to suck, and you're going to get 1-star reviews. This is crappy. Look at all the typos, and then Amazon will send you a nasty gram saying you got to fix this, this, this. This is what they're saying. That's wrong.
Yeah. So the editor is the most essential. One
Yes.
thing I noticed about when you and I had first met was you had just set up the business. What was that process like for you? And I know one of the things I saw you doing was you purchased ISBNs
Yep.
and then immediately started shifting your backlog over into your business entity. So fill me in. How was setting up your business like for you? What was the process for you?
That was pretty easy. Many people think it's hard. It's not.
Okay.
They'll go to LegalZoom. No, no. I mean,
Okay.
there's even YouTube videos to show you how to do it yourself in whatever state you're in.
Yeah.
And I think it took me maybe 20 minutes and I sent it in. Everything was like electronic. A couple of hours later, I got my information. I sent that over to the IRS. I got my EIN number,
Hmm.
went to my bank, which is actually a credit union,
Yeah.
and opened my account right there. I think I had $50. Hey, this is my account. I'm opening this account.
Yeah.
And then just where whoever was I was being paid by, I should made sure all that information went straight there.
Gotcha. And so, what was the situation like for you getting the ISBNs? Because I know you got
Yeah.
it. Why did you get the ISBNs as opposed to just using the free assigned ones?
Well, my thought was, well, Create Space is going away.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
That was back then.
yep, that's when Create Space was going away. So they were already getting ready to move everything over anyway. So I was like,
Mm.
well, if I go ahead and open up my own business, one, it'll keep the business separated from my personal. That was my biggest thing.
Mm.
Because I'm like, I don't want nobody coming to take my house, take my car, because they read something. And you know how some people, they just do things just to do things
Yep.
anyway. So that was me trying to protect myself. And I
Mm.
actually had to save up for those first 100 ISPNs.
Ooh, how much did that run you?
It was 575.
Woo! Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, I was already saving up for
Somebody
it.
call
Yeah,
911,
yeah, because I was
man.
going back and forth. Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it?
Yeah.
Because it was so much money. And then I'm like, well, 10, I could get 10. I was like, wait a minute. But if I double that amount for 20, I could actually get 100, which no brainers. So
Yeah.
that's why this time I ended up getting 1,000. So I don't need any more
You're
ISPNs.
set for life.
I'm I'm
Yeah.
I'm 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 done. I'm done. But changing it over, I just had to let KDP know,
Mhm.
hey, I'm getting ready to unpublish these books with this ISPN, and I'm
Mm.
republishing them with this ISPN. This way, they don't sit and say, hey, this is somebody else's work, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
You know, they already knew that. I did have issues with a couple of books
Okay.
that they wouldn't do right away.
Interesting.
I still don't know why, but it ended up going through
Mm.
anyway because it kept telling me that it belonged to somebody else, and I'm like, "Hello, this is me. You know,
Yeah, I've
it's
heard about some
mine."
people having that issue before where they'll file for an ISBN and they go to try to use it on KDP and they're like, hey, that's taken. Nobody can use that. So that's kind of weird. It's good to kind of know that some people aren't alone. So I know some viewers have
Yeah.
actually even said that to me. And I ran into the issue at one point with another client. So,
Yeah, I know. I had one the last week or the week before that. I was putting up another book and it wouldn't go. Why won't this go? Oh my goodness. I mean, I was on it for like a day and I couldn't figure out why the ISPN wouldn't go in. It's because I had a space in the front of the title.
oh my gosh, just a little tiny space. It made the huge difference.
Everything has to be exact. And
Keystroke for keystroke.
yep. And I had a space right before the title. Didn't even realize it.
Oh man.
But yeah.
Lesson learned. Hopefully people are watching this.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was like one of those. I sat there, I woke up. Is there an extra space? I came downstairs, looked, sure enough, there was an extra space. I couldn't believe it. Could not believe that.
That's crazy. All right, so let's kind of transition a little bit. I got a couple more questions here for you before we go to the live chat. Folks, if you got questions for Mojo, load her on up because I can't have her here forever. So we talked about some essential things. Now let's kind of, and I think you know this because you already have a YouTube channel, which by the way, folks, there is a link to her channel down inside the description down below. Click on that, go over, hit subscribe because she will give you information on self-publishing. Great resource. She gives you good up-to-date information. So you have been in this business long enough that I feel comfortable that if you were able to coach or direct somebody that you know what you're talking about, what are some inessential expenses that you've seen authors doing? And if you've done it yourself as well.
Chasing after the shiny object. And yes, I have done that. I've sat there. I've bought things that I really did not need, and I probably used them once or twice.
Yeah.
So now it's like, if anything that I'm going to buy, even though it is a tax write-off for me.
Yeah.
Do I really need it? Am I going to use it? And if I'm not going to be right on it, then I don't need it right now. Maybe later.
So true. Nice. All right. One last question. How can viewers get a hold of you?
All they have to do is put in Mojo Siedlak for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. That's it.
So Mojo, you've watched enough of these interviews before. All you got to do is point above your head and point down below you.
Up, down.
Yep. So yeah, folks.
I made it so easy. My username is the same across all platforms.
Yep. She's easy to find. She's easy.
Even my website. Just add that .com.
Okay, so I'm going to go on over here to the live chat here, folks. And if you're watching this on the replay, you got questions, please drop them inside the comments and we'll do our best to get right to you. Stick around to the very end because I'm sure there's going to be some great relevant questions for Mojo and myself here. So I'm going to scroll on up. I'm going to give some shout outs to everybody. SL Michael, Samantha.
Yes,
thank
I saw
you very
her there.
much. I appreciate you popping on in. Gold MMO King. King was just over there on my Twitch stream. So great to see you, King. Easy Graphics, great to see you, Andy. I'm scrolling on down here. If there's questions, okay. Keith Wheeler Books, our boy.
Keith.
Yeah. I know. I seen Kevin McGuire, of course. It's good to see Kevin here. My breast cancer journey, Queen B. Queen B, thank you so much for joining us today. Z Irwin, thank you so much. And I saw you just became a channel member not too long ago, so thank you so much for being a channel member. Let's see. I'm scrolling through sci-fi fans. It's really satisfying to leave a job you enjoy to pursue a passion. Anything that you can add to that, Mojo?
It took me a while to actually go back into that store, really, because I felt so bad leaving. But now I go in. What's up? What's up? I gotta go back to work.
You're stronger than me. Back when I had left my job, I loved my job. Everybody always hears about it, and I just loved the seniors I worked with, and they were all like friends to me. And so I would go back to kind of visit them. But the problem was, I had like it's not the same without you. And so every time I come there, instead of feeling really joyful that I saw them, I felt guilty. And so I was like, I got to stop going. I told Kelly, I was like, don't let me go there anymore. I can't go in there anymore because all I'm doing is just working people up and feeling guilty. And I'm leaving worse than I came. I'm like, so yeah, you're stronger than me because I was.
Because I've got 2 Employee of the Month plaque sitting up there.
Nice.
That I've gotten. They're sitting right there.
Michelle Winkler said, darn daylight savings time. I scheduled 2 meetings for this hour by mistake. Guess I'll have to watch the replay. Looking forward to it, Michelle. We look forward to seeing you in the replay. Igor, great to see you, man. W.A. Blanco, Wayne, great to see you. What's an ISBN? Or it says ISPN. She said ISBN. So it's an International Standard Book Number. Why is the ISBN important, Mojo?
I don't know about everybody else, but I know it actually tracks like the sales of your books, depending on what format it is in. Mm-hmm. For me, I use 3 per book: paperback, ebook, and audiobook. I don't have to use it for ebooks, but I do anyway.
Yeah.
Because there are some distributors who want an ebook, ISBN for their ebook, and Google will give their own number. So this way, everybody, they got the same book, same number, and it's easier to track that way.
Ooh, here we go. Here's one for you. Smith Show Media says, does the number of books matter for indie publishers?
No.
That was simple. You're like, no.
Yeah, because my best-selling book, I think I wrote it, I think it was like number 12 or 13. And that book probably makes me like $4,000-5,000 a month just by itself. I don't have another book that even reached that. The next one is like 500. And then it just slowly trickles down. But that one, just one.
Yeah.
And that book was written on a whim. So
crazy, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not the book itself. It's who wants that book.
Yeah.
Does somebody really want to read? Can I show that book?
Please do. Absolutely.
I got it over here.
No, don't show your books here. That's the shame. Ugh. I told you, this is your show. Yes, I remember that one.
Yes.
I remember because back in the day, you showed me that, and I was like, double down. You need to do more of these.
Yes, and that's actually how I made that entire series just on African spirit. Getting tongue-tied. You know what I mean. But yeah, more geared towards African religion.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think I now have like maybe 10 books just in that series. And that's the series for me that sells like crazy.
Nice.
And the other ones, they might make like 100 per book, but that one series, that's the driver right there. So I'm gonna hate to let it go, but I have to try something different.
That's true. Because you get to the point to where you keep doing that, you're going to end up resenting it, even if you're bringing in that revenue. It's something I try to tell authors on this channel and even in the coaching business. I say to them, it's great, go for that. But in the same instance, when I got fed up of doing fitness, it was great. It was paying the bills. I got sick of it. And then I started to resent it and I started to dread it. And when I finally pivoted to doing this whole self-publishing with Dale here on this channel was when I felt like a burden was lifted off of me. And even though I lost a lot of that revenue, you still can't replace that with peace of mind. It's just peace of mind is worth its weight in gold 10 times over. So I got some other ones here. All right. They're pumping in the questions. Stephen Serrell says, what's it called? Can you hold up your book again?
Oh. This one is 7 African Powers, the Orishas.
Yep, and you're going to find it underneath Monique Joyner Siedlak, hence why I call her Mojo, Monique Joyner. So, all right, Smith's Show Media, chipping in another one here. By the way, I said, Smith's Show Media said, congrats to you. Do you do a lot of ads?
Yes.
Okay. What type?
I only do Amazon ads. Everything else is basically organic through social media. I do not do Facebook ads. Something I have yet to learn. Mm-hmm. I've tried.
Yeah.
I lost a bit of money on that. So it's like, Amazon, I understand that one. Yeah. So that's what I stay with.
That's good stuff. Excellent. It was so funny because Andy even said, do you run ads, Amazon, Facebook, Google ads everywhere? Have you ever tried any like website promo type things like BookBub or anything like that?
I thought about BookBub,
Yeah.
but most of the gigs I've seen people been getting is fiction books. And
Mm.
since, majority of mine are nonfiction, it's like, so it's like right now, I don't know, maybe it'll be my fiction book will end up getting it,
Yeah.
but
Your
I
fiction book
just,
covers, by the way, are phenomenal. I don't know if I've told you that before, but every time you show that to me, and I'm like, what? I'm like, this is
which one?
insanely good. I don't remember,
Is it the one that I just had redone?
I can't remember. You
It's like a
shared it somewhere. I might have been on Twitter that you shared it. It could have been in a Facebook group or
yeah,
something.
that
I
was
just
it.
remember
Yeah,
it's just, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a really good
that's
cover.
oh, you're talking about the billionaire.
Not sure. I'm sorry. I
Okay,
don't remember all your
okay.
books. You got a lot of books.
The one that is being rebranded that I have somebody doing, it's got the girl with the curly hair and the gun in her hand. That's basically Glen Cove. That's now I think the new title is Dark Fury.
Mhm.
Yeah, my friend Shonda, she gave me new titles. She gave me series names for it. So I was like, "Ooh, girl, yeah, yeah." I'm really when she did that for me, I was like, "All the covers have changed. I don't care."
It
That
felt
yeah.
different. It felt good though.
Oh yeah, yeah. That I was like,
Sometimes that
yeah,
outside perspective really helps.
yeah.
All right, so got another one here for you. When you first started, how did you build an audience from zero? Any advice for newbies like me?
The first thing, let's see. Of course, I signed up with all the social media, especially Instagram and Twitter,
Yeah,
because Facebook, I don't know. Facebook to me is like it's just there.
yeah.
But I try to make sure I'm always putting something on Instagram and Twitter. And I usually don't have time for that. I actually have an app that does all that for me. I can just make the post and
What's
just
the app?
schedule it out. Social B.
Social Be. Oh, did you get that on a AppSumo deal? Look at
I
that. See,
did.
great minds think alike.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw
I
that deal
got
like a long time ago because I ended up getting Content Studio. Then I saw Social Bee came afterwards, and I was like, I don't need another one.
yeah. I think I got the one that where it's 25 different social media accounts. I don't have that many yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
There's
gosh, yeah,
still
that's a
yeah.
ridiculous. So you can manage somebody else's
Well,
with
it's
that.
across three pen names. So
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I guess I didn't think about that. So, another great question. Oh my gosh, they're rolling in, guys. You just keep them coming here. And thank you, by the way, Andy. I appreciate these questions. Where did you find your editors, and how much does it cost?
well, sad to say, my first editors I found on Fiverr. Don't hit me, Dale. But that was back in the
Why would
day
I
when
hit you?
they
I love me some
okay.
Fiverr. Yeah, don't
But
throw me under
that
the
was
bus
back,
here.
yeah, that was back in the day when they were all crappy,
Ooh,
you
yeah.
know.
Well,
That
you're
that
gonna find some crap in there, but I mean,
yeah.
if
Well,
you really
like I
kiss a
say,
few frogs,
you
you
get
know.
what you pay for. You get
Yeah.
what you pay for. So for my fiction, I go to this place. Oh my gosh, I didn't think of the name. Something Page, who I found in a cover group because I belong to several cover groups.
Okay.
So they usually ask about editors and stuff like that. So that's how I found the editor for just my fiction. My nonfiction, I actually have a couple of people that I send them out to,
Yeah.
and don't I because some deal with like the African side, some deal with the Wiccan side, some deal with the metaphysical side. So it's like different
Mm.
ones for
Niche
different
specific
things.
editors, then.
Yes, 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 yes.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Very good. That's some good tips. As far as generally, how much does it cost you for editing nonfiction and fiction?
My nonfiction is about 30,000 words. I have not gone over 30,000 for my nonfiction.
Yeah.
So that's about 100 to 150.
Not
My
bad.
my fiction, that double it because even my nonfiction is between 30,000 and 40,000 words. So
Gotcha.
that I'll spend about 300 for that.
Nice. And would you say it's a worthy investment?
Yes. Once again, stars don't lie. If it's crappy work and you get a 1 star review, you own that because it is what it is. I learned that the hard way because I've got a bunch of books where it was 1 star and it was like, well, it could have been edited a little better. Yeah, it could have been edited a little better. But I edit it, then send it out, and then I edit it again. So
Yeah. Well, we are getting down to the end of the hour, Mojo. It has been a delight being able to have you on here. A long time in the making. Like, I think, actually, it's so funny. From the crew of people, I think it was Keith Wheeler. Everybody knows Keith Wheeler books. If you don't, then you need to go check him out.
Check out Keith.
Then we got Kevin McGuire. We've
Yep,
got to
big
get
Kev.
Kevin on next. Mark
What?
Brownless.
Wait. Kevin hasn't been on.
Kevin hasn't been on yet. Yeah.
Oh,
I
you're kidding me. I thought I was the last one because my husband was
No,
like,
no, you're not the last one.
oh, so you're the holdout. I'm going to have to tell Dale to put you on again. I said, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, yeah, Kevin. We got Mark Brownless from that group as well. Al Pinto. Al's just a wealth of knowledge. Would love to have him on one of these days because, gosh, like when he came to the coaching program, I was like, why do you need me? Like, what?
Everybody don't know everything.
Yeah, he was very coachable. So, how can viewers get a hold of you? Remember, up and down.
Up, down.
There you go. Folks, there's a link over to Mojo's YouTube channel. Please go over, hit the subscribe. Make sure that you check out her videos because a lot of people were asking me about doing news updates and relevant news. Unfortunately, since I have such a big team, we can't do things as fast. Mojo, she's on top of things. I know, like, as soon as something changed at, I think, Findaway Voices or it was drafted digital, you had it like within the first 24 hours. I was like, this is old school self-publishing with Dale. Now it's self-publishing with
and
Mojo.
usually if something like that pops up, because I have my video scheduled, and if something up, got to move you to the side. I got to move you. Y'all gonna have to move down a week so I can ease this one in, or just fire it right out right then and there.
Yep. Yeah. So you guys want to make sure that you go over, subscribe to her channel if you want the latest news and updates and such, because she's fantastic for that. Mojo, it has tickled me to death to have you on here today. And of course, to give Kevin McGuire a hard time because he's live right now.
Oh, yes. Is he watching?
He's watching right now. Yep.
Come on, Kevin. If I can do it, you can do it.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on, Mojo. And folks, the show is not over for you. Guess what? All you got to do is you're going to go over and see the biggest mistakes that cost me thousands of dollars right over here in this video. If you missed out on that one, you're going to go over and take a look at this very next one here. YouTube recommends it. Either way, you can also subscribe to Mojo. It's right up here. I will catch you guys on the very next video.